This is fourth video of this series. Today again we are going to discuss couple of concepts in React.js. We will start with what is JSX, and what I mean by that is the understanding about JSX. If we open our component, let's say the app.js component, what is this inside that return statement? We can see there are braces, and inside that we have fragment. What is a fragment? To know about that, you can consult with my previous videos. And there is a pattern, and we can see by looks of it, it's plain HTML, and inside HTML we are using few variables, and we are treating that HTML as a template somehow. But this is not simply a template, it's more powerful than that. So that is JSX, and JSX stands for JavaScript XML, and we can say that it's a syntax extension to JavaScript. We can see that there are a couple of variables inside that HTML, and that's why it's called extension to JavaScript. What it does, it allows us to write HTML in our React components. Now let's do a deep dive into JSX, and let's try to understand how it works. For that one, I will be creating a brand new component. I will name it as my fourth video and with .js extension. And there is a bonus point as well. I will share that at the end of this video, so don't miss the end. We can start with const for video, and we need to export that at the end as default. And inside that, we simply can return a JSX consists of over div with paragraph I am for video tutorial. And let's go back to index.js, and we can include that one here, which is over for video. We already have that server started, so we can see that I am fourth video tutorial, and it's working, which is fine. Now what is JSX? We can say that, as we have discussed previously, that this HTML inside that JavaScript is called JSX as combined. And even what we can do, we can pull that out from here and declare that as a separate variable, JSX template, and we can simply put that one here like this, and we can return from here the JSX template, and the output will be the same, nothing will change. All right, so that is the base of this JSX template or JSX syntax. Next, the use case of it, as I told previously, that is so powerful. Why is that? We can embed variables inside that. Let's say I declare a variable channel name, and we can say Usman code, and we can simply replace that one. My channel name is, and with curly braces I can embed any variable inside that JSX template. Channel name, control S, go back to view. My channel name is Usman code, so we can do that, and we can call it, we are embedding expressions inside JSX, and which means we can directly add code or logic inside that component, inside that curly braces. So if I write 2 plus 2 and hit control S, and the browser will say my channel name is 4, right? So we can put any logic inside that JSX template. And this starts a separate discussion. What is conditional rendering then? So conditional rendering is basis of a particular condition. We can render different output on the HTML page. How? Let's try that one. For that one, let me declare an other variable, and we can name it a random number, and let's try to assign it a random number between, let's say, 0 and 1. Math.floor, and we can use it math.random, and math.random gives us a number between 0 and 1, and we have to multiply that one with 2, and that will gives us a random number between 0 and 1. And now we are getting a random number here in this variable, and on the basis of that we can say my channel name is this, not appropriate, this is a, and here we can say if random number is greater than 0, then I can print developer channel, otherwise I can print programming channel. something like that. Let me hit Control S and let's go back to the view. So this is our developer channel. Let me refresh. This is a programming channel. Refresh, refresh, refresh. And so as soon as the value changes, we have a different string based on that value. So this is called the conditional rendering inside JSX or inside a React component. What if we only want to render if a certain condition met? Like let's say if a random number is greater than 0, we want to print something, and in the else case we don't want to print anything. So for that one thing is to print an empty string, but I don't think so that will be ideal because this is going to print the first half of the string, which is constant. You can see that here. So this is will be print anyway. So for that particular case, what we need to do is we will be applying that condition at very start of that element. Let's say here we can say curly braces and then the condition, which is again random number is greater than 0, and the trick is we need to put and sign, the double and character like we use for our logics, and with that we need to use our element like this, and in that case we don't need that logic here, so we just simply say this is our developer channel, no else is required. So the whole p element will be printed if that condition met, otherwise there will be no paragraph in that HTML rendered from that component. So we need to close that one here. Let's hit Control S. So in that conditional rendering we can only have a paragraph if a condition met, like this is a developer channel. If condition doesn't satisfy, we will have no paragraph on the page. So these are the different conditional rendering use cases. That is all for this video. In case of any question or queries, do ask me in the comments, and see you in the fifth video.